Commercial Bill Flamethrower. Bossman in the band. WBOSS Bossman Radio.
Historic Bruton, Alabama. It's drive time with your host, DJ and KJ.
Good morning. Good Friday morning. And welcome to Drive Time. Brought to you by Jim Peach Motors and Peach Chevrolet. Good morning, Ken Wood.
Good morning. I know I tricked you out there, didn't I? We got started so early, I think you even shocked.
Well, it would help if I turned my earpiece on. Yeah. I thought I was hearing some humming, and I said, has he started the intro? So I was dragging here a little bit. Graduation Friday.
Well, don't feel bad. This is about 28 minutes earlier than what we're normally used to getting started, and as you can see, we're trying to work into this trend on Tuesday morning. So
it's well within the ish time frame.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah. I just think
latitude there.
Yeah, I think people are have come to know us to be more on the latter side of the ish and not the earlier side of ish. So bunch of people in early this morning. Lisa Finley Hart in this morning. Good morning, Lisa.
She was on TV this morning.
Yeah, I was going to say we've got a local TV star, national TV star.
National,
be all over
maybe international.
Yeah, maybe it'll be all over the news. JT, good morning to you. Tip Wagner, Lauren Wallace in, Gail Kurtz, Kimberly Dawn in this morning. Lisa Weaver, good morning, Lisa. Josh Pugh, good morning, Josh. Hot Rod, Rodney Williamson. What's going on this morning? Jennifer Parker, Aaron Brown, Susan Prime, Tracy Steele. Good morning, OG. Rebecca Whitfield. Good morning. Rebecca's son Hayes had a winning frog in one of the frog races. I believe that was yesterday.
How about that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I hope he got to take it home.
I don't know what they did with those things.
Sounds like supper to me.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what I wanted to, the one we had for Kinsley, I wanted to doctor it up a little bit, and Jessica and Kinsley were against putting cayenne pepper on the rear end of that thing. I thought it might make it hop a little faster and a little farther or further. I don't know it doesn't matter. Patrick Davenport, good morning to you, man. Jerry Wilson, good morning. Jerry the dancer. I tell you what, I'm glad to have somebody in that can dance.
Light on his feet.
Hey, he can do it, man. Jerry can do it. Amy Carver-Lynn, good morning to you. Carmen Rawls, sister Whitney, what's going on? Congratulations to Coach Brent Boyd. He has took over the helm at the Daphne Trojans baseball program.
Daphne just got a lot better.
Things up. Business.
I need to take this.
Yes, sir. Business is about to pick up in Daphne, Alabama, for sure. Holly Shirley, good morning to you. David Cole, good morning. Pam Driscoll, good morning. Timmy Wiggins, Ray Stewart, TJ Wood, Miss Janie Chamberlain, good morning to you. Ethan Thomas, Raj, what's going on, Raj? JT, the Blade, good morning to you. Michelle Lucas, Danny McBrooks, what's going on? Barbara Burnham. Okay. Well, I've been completely, DJ had to run, so he'll be back there. Lindsay Lynn, we got some, come on in, yes. Oh, no, you put it right there. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see here. John Commander, what's going on? Miss Carol, mother-in-law, good morning, Miss Carol. Good gracious. Danny Smith, what's going on, Danny? Lawana Madison, Doug Obar, morning neighbor, Keith Cooper. Keith, glad to see everything's been going good for you. And keeping I watch on that on Facebook with you. Donna Davis, good morning to you. MC, Mary Chandler, good morning. Denise Finley. Lori Woodard, good morning to you. Sarah Williamson, good morning. Mallory Egerton. Kevin Ladanier. What's up, Kevin? Alicia Nelson. Naomi Lindsay. Deborah Hathorn, David Mattis. Good morning, David. Freddie, Big Fred. What's going on, Freddie Whitfield? Ricky Hart. Good morning to you, Ricky. Lee Nager. Good morning, Lee. And Marianne Swain. Good morning, everyone. And, yeah, hey, I'm glad to hear that, Jerry, because we need somebody that can dance. And obviously, you're doing a pretty good job for the videos that I got to see. You're doing a pretty good job of that. So, I was impressed with your dance moves, your skills. And, yeah, it has been, Freddie. I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Hope everything's going good down there. And congratulations. That's right, Donna Davis. Congratulations, T.R. Miller Seniors class of 2018. Tonight it is. They graduate. And I don't have a clue where DJ got up and went to. Not that, I mean, I'm keeping tabs on him, but he got up and left. And I mean, like, went and got in his car and left. So I'm not real sure what's going on there, but that's okay, too. JP, the coach, what's going on? Good morning to you. So anyhow, a couple of things going on. Well, one, I since it is new, Bruton's got a monthly horse show. Is going to be happening in O'Bannon Park at the new arena. Well, everybody knows where O'Bannon is, hopefully. June 2nd. And they're going to have them monthly from here on out. So, yeah, he went on a donut run. That may be exactly what he went to do. I know he got a phone call and got up, and maybe he was told the hot now sign was blinking somewhere. I'm not sure. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Jerry Wilson. Doing it for the kids, that's what it's all about. Yeah, he's running the mud run course again. David, I don't know how much running he did of it. I know now listen, I give him all the credit for getting through it, okay? I will do that. I give him all the credit for that, but I'm not sure how much running was involved, actually. Yeah, Pizza Hut's not open yet. Well, I didn't. He went in that direction, but I don't know that he went across the road up the hill, Danny. So, not sure on that. Taylor Zimmerman, good morning to you. Weeze, good morning. Dan Thomas. We got to get you in here next week, Dan. We want to hear that story. We want to hear a bunch of stories. Dan can come in and tell a lot of great stories. Tara Tanner in, Mike Cantrell. Mike, what's happening down on the coast this morning? And hopefully everybody, and I don't know, I'm trying to tell you what. I wonder what well, we'll do that when he gets back. I was going to say, anybody got a weather report of if the weather's changed, or are we still expecting a bunch of rain over the weekend, or just what's going on? Because I'm not real sure. I didn't get to check this morning. Do have a few birthdays. Want to talk about Jeff Evans. Good morning to you. Willie Blue. Reverend Willie Blue, good morning to you. Yeah, I'll send the drone up and send it after. I don't know where he went. So I don't have a clue. Teresa Harper, good morning. And, but anyway, got a couple of birthdays today as well. Kim Britton, of course, is, we talk a lot about Hunter and, on this show, and of course, Coach Cotton and Kim, happy birthday to you. And, also Teresa Swilly. Of course, Teresa's office manager over at Peach Ford, and we want to wish both of you a happy birthday today. Good morning, Reed Joyner. Hadn't seen you in a while. Mother, good morning to you. And I didn't start the show by myself, but in the midst of it, DJ had to get up and run out. And again, maybe we need to put a "Where's DJ" hashtag out. That's a good one to put out. Hashtag "Where is DJ?" I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, somebody called him and told him where the egg was. That's it, Danny. That's good. That is good. Yeah, I listen. I don't know if it was rigged or not, Jerry, but I will agree with you. That was a tough course, though, from all accounts. That was a rough course for people that ran it, and people that are used to running those types of things said that they were tough. That was a tough course. So, hey, yeah, where's DJ, not where's Waldo? That's right. I don't know where he went. I don't. I mean, I wish I could tell you it was some, gag plan we had or whatever, but it's just not. So, Midge Red Ash, good morning to you. Chevy Ann, good morning, Chevy Ann. Sheila Drennan, good morning to you. And yeah, maybe he heard there's a run on Walmart or the grocery store. He went to buy water and that's a good one, David. I like that. The Kai's kidnapped his lunch. Well, that might have happened too. He may have just, like I said, somebody said in there, he may have jumped up because somebody called and told him where that egg was at. You know how that goes. Things on that front just kind of keep changing daily. So that's another thing. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, but y'all need to stay tuned and keep your ears open and your eyes open because there's a lot of things going on around that and a lot of good things to come. Good morning, Aunt Doris James and Sherry Weaver. Oh, gee, what's going on, Sherry? I love the picture, excuse me, that you put up yesterday of the horse and buggy going down Belleville Avenue. And I agree with you. If they can go down Belleville Avenue, then why can't I drive a golf cart down Belleville? I think that's a fair trade-off. Now, maybe that buggy had a tag on it. I'm not real sure. So, anyway, yeah, last call for donuts. That's right, Darren. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you. Courtney Black, good morning to you. I don't know what happened. It's very rare that he just takes a phone call. Well, I don't know if he's ever took a phone call during the show. And it's even more rare when he jumps up and leaves. So I'm not real sure, what happened. You heard they were opening the floodgates at Gant. Well, yeah. Well, I think DJ's drove. I don't know if he's drove it down Belleville. Here he is coming back. I don't know if he's drove it down Belleville. Maybe he has, but maybe I don't know if he hadn't drove it more down the. I don't know if he can drive down the sidewalk either. So maybe he has drove it down Belleville. I know he has because he's at the Porch Fest in it. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe the horse was registered. That's right. Good morning, Tracy Miller. Good morning to you. I told everybody, DJ, I didn't know what happened or where you went or there's a lot of good, I guess, guesses of hot now, donuts here and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. Still ain't got a story on what happened to that. Yeah, I think we're good here. I've never seen water get up to the Ford store. I've seen it get up, past Arby's. But hey, DJ, will you shut those doors? You know how loud they'll get. I've seen it get up past Arby's, but never up to the Ford store. So I don't think we're in a flood zone. I think we're pretty good. Margaret Cotton, good morning to you. T-Bone, good morning. Let's see here. Manasco, good morning, Chef Adam. And Butcher, good morning to you. And yes, thank God it's Friday. That's right, Tracy. That's from the bakery, the new bakery.
Yeah, Amanda Gwynn.
Amanda Gwynn. Thank you, Amanda, for the sweet treats this morning. And I think that is, if I'm not badly mistaken, is it walnuts?
Yes.
Yes. Walnut brownies. I don't know how much better that can, come on now a little bit. There you go. I don't know how much better that can get. So a lot of guesses on here as to where you went, what was going on. There was somebody said that you got a call about hot now and all this kind of stuff with donuts and this kind of deal. And I told him, no, I've never seen you very much get up and take a phone call during a show, much less get up and leave during one. So I didn't know if somebody had a something. I didn't know maybe some food got delivered to the Ford store that you were going over to get.
I'm very fragile emotionally.
Sure.
Graduation's tonight. Been doing a lot of family activities the last several days, and it's just the full range of emotions running through your body. And I got a phone call from my niece. I didn't take it. Got a phone call from Andrew Williamson. Didn't take it. Andrew called directly back, and I said, well, something's going on. You've taken all the maths. You've taken all the Englishes. You've done everything academically to graduate.
Yeah.
All you have to do is show up for practice this morning, and you get your diploma.
Sure.
If you don't show up for practice, you don't participate in the exercises, the commencement tonight.
Correct.
Now, you still get your diploma. You just don't participate.
Right.
I had to go make sure that one showed up.
Oh.
I had to be there at 8. I get the phone call at 8:15 that there's a problem.
Oh, I got you. Well,
so anyway,
let's be honest. Ain't nothing that we all hadn't probably. I know that's a one-time affair, or one-time thing that only happens. But we all used to go hide behind the old Winn-Dixie. I'll say the old Winn-Dixie. What do they call it now? I guess it's tractor. So I know Marvin's. We'd go around. Wasn't that Winn-Dixie, or was that Cape? That was
Kmart and Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, used to. You go over there and buy Winn-Dixie.
These are delicious, by the way.
Yeah, they look like they are. I will. Bryce Eggerton, good morning. Kathy Mack, good morning to you. Sandra Robertson, Christina Jones, good morning. And I tell you, look at that, JT. I listen. I am gonna lie to you. I see where you said something was wrong, but I didn't think anything was wrong. I just thought maybe something might be going on over across the street or something. I did not know. Happy Friday. That's right, Kathy. So anyhow, well, did prices averted?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And hey, that's all that matters. So a lot means about once every 6 weeks. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Tractor Supply is where Winn-Dixie used to be. That's what I thought. I remember they cleared that out when they put Marvin's or something in there, or whatever Kmart, I guess, is when they come in there and built all that. But Daniel Vigilante says he has a friend that wants our hand.
That one right there?
Yeah, we had to steal that one, Daniel.
We don't own it.
I hate to tell you, but that's probably not going to happen, seeing that we had to kind of get crazy. Not crazy. We had to tell somebody if they didn't like it to just go get another one and send us the bill. That's what we told them.
That's exactly right.
I mean, so I'm glad T-Bone's in. I did want to talk a little bit about a couple of videos that were posted last night. And by the way, you can take them down if you want to, but they've already been copied. So,
yes, Raj.
How about T-Bone and Mitt up on stage together?
Good stuff.
Doing Elvis Presley and The Promised Land.
Good stuff.
That was good. And what was so good to me was Mitt stands exactly the same way Tony does. I mean, It was a mini version of T-Bone standing there next to him. That, no, I know. I know. I figured it was, David, but you hear that all the time around town. Oh, they're going to open the gates at Ganton. It's fixing to flood everything. Oh, yeah. So, we hear that. I'm with you. But good morning, Ryan McGraw. But yeah, I thought that was, it was good. And I thought Mitt was good, but when it was just Mitt by himself, then I look up and there's Tony up there with him.
Where were they?
I don't know.
I figure out where they're at.
Couldn't either. Good morning, Kay Luttrell. I don't know. It was, a very nice stage, I can tell you that. And it looked like when Tony panned around one time with the camera that it was it looked like it was a pretty good either an auditorium or some type of theater that they were in. But I can tell you one thing, it was that was something to see that with Tony up there singing. And I'll tell you this, I knew Tony could maybe rap a little bit or had a fledgling rapping career back in the high school era days, but I did not know that he could actually hold a tune as well as he could.
He can certainly sing better than he can run.
Well, yeah. I tell you this.
That's what I didn't understand. All the scrapes were on his knees and his hands.
Yeah, he didn't roll up like a bale of hay, did he?
He was scuffed up last night.
He
My
was.
guy looked bad.
He's still kind of nursing those wounds. Ashley Burkett, good morning to you. Jake Hodge, good morning. Diane Ward, good morning to you. There's a whole box of brownies in that. They're full.
I'm just telling you, I'm just juiced up right now. Is there anything more than Pepsi around here? Reckon Greer left anything?
I was going to say, I bet if we open enough doors, there might be something left stuck in here.
That's not the way I needed to start my day.
Is this
That's Coach.
Yep. Good deal.
That's the coach.
Good deal.
That'll calm me down.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe that'll help out a little bit. I was going to say next crackhead that passes by, we could stop them and ask them if they have a joint or
something.
I don't think you need no crack. If you was to get something like that, I'm not real sure where that would go. So
Husky Fast is now in the house.
Yes, it is.
Coach Swag, come on in here, Coach.
Yes, it is. Coach Juan Johnson.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
What's up, Coach? You doing all right, man? Come on and have a seat.
Going on, man?
Yeah, no, this thing's kind of directional, so you got to kind of eat it. I mean, really, like literally, you got to eat that mic for them to hear you. So, but what's going on, Coach?
Glad to be home. Glad to be home. Graduation's tonight.
Yeah, so you in town for back home for graduation?
Definitely. My last group.
That's it. This will be it.
The last group that I actually taught 10th grade 2 years ago.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, it time just gets faster as you get older, doesn't it?
Oh, ain't no doubt. I just finished year 11 in education. That would tell you.
You've been teaching 11 years.
11 years.
Golly, man. You know what? I'm gonna tell you that makes me feel that much older.
DJ should feel really old.
I know. I mean,
Easy, Coach.
I
met DJ when I was 12 years old. That should tell you.
Golly,
We go way back.
wow. Let me fix this camera right here where we can keep DJ in the mix. Yeah, so that's crazy. 11 years in education. Let me ask you this. I've asked my wife this many times. How much change have you seen since 11 years ago to today in education?
A lot of it really is more just from the top down. And when I first got in education, you were dealing more with teaching the test with graduation exams and that type of stuff, where now you have a little more freedom, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to educate the kid and try to do what's best for them.
And so that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that she's told me is, I'll say different, so to speak, than it was when she first got in. Of course, when you first got in, it was, the way that you have to go about certain things, and of course the red tape and all this kind of thing that a lot of people don't realize. And of course, you being a coach, you know it more so than most. But people think, oh, teachers, they get off the summer and they get off this and they go home at night. Hey, they go home at night and do a lot more work.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I mean,
there's no doubt. There's several teachers that spend more time with your child than they do with their own kids, as far as just preparation aspect of it. When you deal with IEPs and 504s, and of course that's legal terms that you deal with, and the protocol. And again, you call it the red tape. You got legal names for it. You got to abide by those things. Otherwise, your school system could be in a little bit of red hair. So,
graduation day, DJ, of course, is he's been gearing up for this day all week.
This isn't going to shock you. You know what I just had to go do? I had to leave the show. We're on air. We're live. And I get a phone call that there's one student not at graduation practice. And if he's not there,
he doesn't get his tickets.
He's not going to be allowed to participate in the ceremony tonight.
Really? They've gone that far now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All you got to do, but he's passed all the classes. All you got to do is be at the practice.
Winning.
And I hate to sound like Allen Iverson, the practice. I mean, you just got to be at the practice, man. Get up and go to the practice.
That's my boy, though.
So I had to run up there. And he looked up. I'm sorry. It ain't about being sorry. Get up and go to the junior college, man.
It's Stokes, man.
So you literally had to go to the house.
Yeah, I went to the house.
Oh, I thought you went across the road.
No.
I had no clue. Okay.
No.
Oh, so you had to go to the house.
The hazard's on, and I'm going down 31 as fast as I can go. It's already 8:15. Yeah.
Wow.
I jump in. I hit that door wide open. He jumps up. He was on the couch asleep. And I hit that door, jumped up, and he said, I'm sorry. It's not about being sorry, man. Get up and get dressed and go do what you got to do.
Well, I'll tell you this. need to try one of those brownies over there that Armando Gwynn brought into us. Good man.
I'm going to tell you, I got to say this about Coach. Now, this is one of the best coaches in the state of Alabama, period. I'm telling you, he invests in the kids.
I have no doubt.
His greatest accomplishment, you've heard people talking about out-kicking their coverage when they find that significant other.
He did it.
I've never seen somebody out-kick the coverage as much as Coach Johnson has. His wife, Tiffany, I'm telling you something. Winning. If you were ever given the opportunity for a redo, you better say, heck no. No.
Time out.
No way that happens. How he landed Tiffany is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, obviously, he's got some game.
I wish
it ain't no basketball game. She never saw him shoot a basketball. I can promise you this before she said yes.
I mean, obviously is about the game. Tell it like it is, Ron.
I want you to say this, and I want you to be honest. And the whole world is watching this. The last time that you and I played one-on-one basketball game, who won?
No comment.
Okay, fair enough.
No comment.
Fair enough.
It's better not to comment.
Yeah.
I mean, So, talk a little bit about the upcoming summer program, workouts, and football season. And
man, we're blowing and going this summer. We're going to be, of course, all over the Southeast playing. Of course, we actually are going to give the kids 2 weeks off, which is kind of great. We won't start back to June 11th. But we'll get going. We'll go to Auburn 7-on-7. We'll go to Alabama 7-on-7. We're going to take them to the beach for 4 days to Foley.
It's changed a lot. Football's changed a lot.
And then we're going to finish up there in Nashville there in late July, and then we'll get ready to kick off the season. Of course, most people know. I'll tell Bruden, of course, I know. We're going to play on ESPN that opening weekend.
Oh, really?
On August 25th. Of course, most people know about our quarterback and all of. We got 3 Alabama signees. We got another Auburn commit. We got an Arkansas commit. And all these guys on offense. So, I love it. You're
having a big time with that.
Oh yeah, they're great kids at the end of the day, man. Kids want to be coached. They want to be made better, and a lot of what we're doing here at Trustfield is allowing for them to kind of see their dreams. At the end of the day, it's about them and the courage in which they're kind of putting forth, and it's no different than any other place. TR Miller and other places, the kids want to be successful, and of course, we're just trying to put them in that position.
All right, well, 3 Alabama commits, an Auburn commit, an Arkansas commit, so you're guaranteeing you're going to beat Hoover this year.
That's always the big monster, man. I tell anybody, you're dealing. At the end of the day, I can say it's all about Hoover in this state.
It goes through Hoover.
It goes through Hoover. I mean, they still they got 7 or 8 Division I commits. Also, they do an outstanding job. Coach Josh Niblett there, coaching those kids up. A lot of his coaches actually left though. They took head jobs. Of course, one of my good buddies there was a wide receiver coach with us. He went to go to be the OC at Gardendale. Miner's new coach is a Hoover guy, and I think one of the I can't think off the top of my head, but everybody kind of rated the Hoover staff this year.
Well, how is recruiting? I mean, community relations gone for Hewitt Trustful this spring? They're
going really, really well. Trustville is one of those communities that probably 20 years ago was small town, had that small town feel like Bruden. They're trying to keep the small town feel, but it's like busting at the seams. You basically, if you wanted to sell your house in Trustville, you don't even have to really put it on the market. You can just say, I want to sell it, and it'll be sold in 2 days.
Wow. Outstanding school system there to be a part of, and, of course, all the amenities that go along with it. Didn't y'all have a recent renovation on your football stadium?
Yeah, they spent about $21 million.
$21 million. Did you see the pictures, what they did at Andalusia? Have you seen those pictures?
I love Andalusia Stadium.
Man, that looks good, doesn't it?
I think it'll wake some of us up around here.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'll just call it how I see it. I mean, if you're investing in your community and invest in your kids, man, you'll be amazed. That's all I'll say.
I don't know what the final price tag was on that, but it had to be substantial.
Oh yeah,
they did it right.
Ain't no doubt. Andalusia, I can't even think the guy's name. He spit strong. Trent Taylor.
Yeah,
Trent Taylor does an outstanding job, man. I love Coach Taylor. He actually he offered me a job.
Is that right?
When I was getting ready to leave Miller. But at the time, when me and my wife, of course, we were looking to kind of get to the city area.
How's Emma Grace doing?
Emma Grace is doing awesome. She turned 3. We celebrated her birthday here about 2 weeks ago. Back here home in Evergreen. She's enjoying Birmingham. She had a 3-month checkup, but she kind of wooed the doctor's office over. She wore Doc McStuffin outfit and refused to take it off. so they kinda,
my daughter loved Doc McStuffins. I mean, those Disney shows that come around, like they'll have them at the Civic Center and stuff like. we took her down and watched one of those, and it was Doc McStuffins was part of it, and of course she come out there and had this car running around on stage with us. I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't think we were ever gonna get Kinsley to take that coat, the little lab coat. I didn't think we were going to take it off. I mean, and she got, after it was over, she got some stuff signed by her and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't think she was ever going to take it off.
Oh yeah, we wear the coat everywhere. Grocery store, shopping, you name it. The coat has to be worn, and sometimes the stethoscope also.
We have a lot of Alabama fans as part of our Facebook family here, and your quarterback is committed to Alabama. Is that correct?
Our quarterback is committed. I actually offered, I'm going to make sure everybody hears this, because DJ is an Auburn fan. I offered for DJ to have 3 Alabama commits on your show here at Drive Time.
We're going to this summer. We're going to get them on. But tell the Alabama fans what they can expect in terms of the quarterback that the University of Alabama is going to be getting here in a couple of years.
You're getting a big time arm. Of course, most people know Paul Tyson. He's the great grandson of Paul Bear Bryant. But if you take off the name, take off everything off this kid, he is still one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the nation. In the nation. Big time arm. He's 6'5". He's 220 pounds. He just got it going for him, man. He delivers. He leads. Everybody kind of wants to follow, and you're looking for someone as a leader. Of course, when you're pulling the trigger in our offense, you need somebody that everybody's going to follow and they're going to believe in. That hopefully we're going to get behind and win. And he's done that this past year for us, and we look forward to see what he can do this year for us. We also have the offensive tackle in Pierce Quick. He's probably Alabama's best recruiter. So if you go kind of read all the articles about AL.com, and you're talking about a guy that he spends his time recruiting other kids, trying to get them to come to Alabama. The other day, he's in my second period class, and he came over to my desk and said, "Hey, Coach, I need to walk outside." And I said, "Why you need to walk outside, Pierce?" He said, "Coach, I got to call one of our recruits' mother. It's her birthday."
Wow. So
when I say he's investing in everybody's whole family, trying to get everybody bought into why you need to come to Alabama. And I guess when they say it's built by Bama, I have to get saving this. He's doing an outstanding job, man.
Is the Quick kid, is he a guy that could go in and challenge for playing time immediately, or is he a developmental guy? He's
definitely an immediate guy. He's 6'6". I mean, he's 6'6", 290. Very athletic. If I showed you a picture of him in 9th grade, him and Stokes probably looked alike in 9th grade.
So he hit a
major growth spurt between 9th and 10th grade, and he kept his athletic ability. That was the kind of the key. I mean, he was a left-handed baseball pitcher. Everybody thought he was going. Our Hewitt Trussville baseball team played for the state title here this past year. Of course, they won it 2 years ago. We have an outstanding baseball program with Jeff Malden, but everybody kind of thought,
LaShonda,
hey, how you doing? But, he does an outstanding job, man. He just kind of got in the weight room. We put a lot of mass on him. He kind of hit it himself, man. A lot of times when you get the number of schools coming through that we have coming through, man, it's pretty incredible to kind of see how kids will transform. We had a kid named Eric Taylor. Eric Taylor, in a way, he'll probably end up at Bama. Auburn offered him. He got 7 Division I offers from the SEC.
In what positions he played?
In 24 hours. He plays D tackle.
And in 24 hours. It was a domino effect.
It was a domino effect.
Wow.
Eric Taylor. Remember that name, Eric Taylor. I actually coached him in 9th grade basketball also. And Eric was one of those kids that was kind of trying to find himself, really didn't quite fit in here and there, but Eric Taylor, 6'6", he's 315, and he has that athletic ability like a post player in the NBA, ability to run and get down the line and make tackles, and he had an outstanding spring game. And man, the first school to actually jump on him before the spring game started was Oregon. And when Oregon jumped on, I think the SECs kind of took a look, and then he just kind of went from there, man. He blew up. And, of course, we got Zaylen Worsham out at receiver. He's another Alabama commit. He's going to do an outstanding job. When he committed, he texted me. He said, "I'm going to replace Henry Ruggs when he goes to the NFL."
Well, that's great. And I'm so excited that Alabama's having so much success at Hewitt Trussville. What do I got to do? Who do I need to talk to try to get Auburn involved at Trussville?
I mean, what's crazy is the fact that Gus Malzahn and my head coach played for Gus. And we have like open access at Auburn. We have one kid down there, Noah Igbenogany. He's a starting cornerback down there now. He came out as a receiver. I mean, they do a good job recruiting, but it's tough when kids are recruiting kids, man. I'm telling you, Pierce Quick, he is the best Alabama recruit. He's better than Nick Saban right now, to me.
What kind of cars he driving?
F-150.
Okay. Brand new?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Wow.
Him and the
shocked.
him and Paul Tyson's trucks are pretty.
He's driving a brand new F-150. And what grade's he in?
He's about to be a senior.
I'm shocked.
About to be a senior. Wow.
Well, I checked one in yesterday. They don't give them away.
That stuff doesn't happen, does it?
Evidently.
They're
Over and about 30 times a year.
They're both going to the Nike opening though, so you can look at them here around 4th of July. You get a chance to see. I know the 7-on-7. We call it fake football. Of course, people think we love 7-on-7 at Hewitt. We just kind of do it because the national scene kind of demands that we do it as far as recruiting, but we love real football.
Let's talk about your teaching, coaching career. When you came out of college, you, of course, were a football, baseball player at Tuskegee.
Yeah.
You came out, your first job was at Opp High School with Jack Wiggum, who had been here and was a coach of yours. And you spent how many years at Opp?
I spent 3 years at Opp. I'm forever indebted to kind of Jack Wiggum to a way to kind of say it. Me and Jack Wiggum probably had a few conversations in high school. Not really. We had a pretty decent relationship, but I wouldn't say to the aspect that, hey, he's going to call me when I'm getting ready to graduate from college and offer me a job. But I always remember Coach Wiggum. When I dropped a pass my senior year, I think we were playing Atmore. And Coach Hart ripped me. You know, he just did the typical Coach Hart, which I expected, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. But the only coach that walked down there and spoke to me after I dropped that pass was Jack Wiggum.
Is that right?
That's the only one. And I always remember that.
And back in your playing days, y'all were the 2002 state champs. You were a junior on that team.
Yes, 2000.
2000. And that's when we beat Fayette.
Beat Fayette County, Spencer Pennington.
Yeah.
You know, and that whole crew Thursday night. That was kind of fun.
Thank God we had Dominique and Quentin Galloway up there that night.
I'm glad they were on our team also.
They did a number, which all of y'all did number. Okay, so after Opp, you went to Stanhope Elmore.
After Opp, I went to Stanhope. And Stanhope was kind of pretty special. The head basketball coach actually left a week before school started. And the football coach, I was there to be his defense coordinator. He asked me if I wanted to be the head basketball coach. And I'm 24, 25 years old, and I'm now the head basketball coach at a 6A basketball program, and I'm the defensive coordinator. Of course, I go back to the Opp years. Jack did an outstanding job there, Coach Wiggum, and kind of building that place up. And, of course, they kind of took off a couple years after we kind of left there, but they were 1-9 when I got there. And I remember the first day after practice, and I looked at Coach Wiggum, and I said, we're going to get the crap beat out of us. I was like, there's no way possible. We had an outstanding time there. Now we had 3 winning seasons, made the playoffs 3 straight years, won the region championship. And then, of course, we go on to Stanhope there, and we have an outstanding time there at Stanhope. We go 10-3, which is the deepest run they'd ever made in Class 6A.
Y'all shocked the world, too.
Yeah, we did shock the world.
I was at the Chevron station here in Bruton that night when you called after the game, and y'all had popped Prattville, which they were the Giants at the time.
They were the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, and y'all shocked the world.
We shocked the world. We beat them 35-34 that night. And then what was crazy, and, of course, me and Coach Riggs kind of know the story. The night after we got beat to Davidson down there in the 3rd round, Coach Riggs called me. And, you know, he just said he congratulated me on the great season, blah, blah, blah. And he asked me, he said, hey, would you be interested in coming home? And, of course, at the time, he kind of said, you know, think about it a few days. And I'm like, I don't really need to think about it. But, you know, but at the time, I kind of waited till that Monday. I called him back. I said, I'm in. You know, what do we need to do to kind of get the ball rolling? And, of course, I came home. I was here for 5 years. We did an outstanding job, I think, with just building up community relations. Of course, being from here, of course, most people know I grew up in the trailer park in West End area. Definitely proud of that.
TP.
All day, kind of twice on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we did an outstanding job. And then, of course, I got the opportunity to go on to Hewitt Trustfield, which is one of the top 25 programs in the nation right now. They have over 30 players playing in the collegiate level Division I right now in the last 4 years. So
when you went, T.R. Miller is currently 3A, but we have in years past been between 3A and 4A. Talk about the difference between a 3A and 4A roster and a 7A roster in numbers and size and athleticism across the board.
Oh, it's totally different worlds. When you think about the aspect of a kid playing one side of the ball, there's a difference in 6A and 7A. People don't believe that. There is a total difference in a 6A roster and a 7A roster. Of course, we have about 1,800 kids. Hoover has 1,000 students more than we do.
1,000 students more than y'all?
1,000 students.
And y'all have 1,800 1,800 students?
Yes, we have 18.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have 1,000 students more than we do. And
that's a lot of Jimmys and Joes to choose from.
Oh, there ain't no doubt. Bob Jones High School and Davidson High School are by far bigger than everybody. We're the 28th ranked 7A school. So we're at the bottom of 7A. And we had, I think, we went to our athletic department meeting. We had 8. We had out of our 23 teams there here at Trussville, we had 16 finishing in the top 8.
How many kids in Hewitt Trussville?
There's 1,800.
And so there's almost 3,000 students at Hoover.
Almost 3,000.
Golly,
Man.
that is just, that is crazy.
Upper tier 7A team, y'all certainly being one of those. If y'all played a 3A team, the 3A team physically wouldn't survive the ball game, would they?
Probably not.
I mean, you're 280 across the line every year.
Somewhere between 260 to 280. It just kind of depends.
Wow.
Year in and year out, you're gonna have big time defensive line. The only thing people when I talk about all of our Division I players, but everybody has D1 players. That's you're going up against a guy, and it's kind of one of those. That's an eye test. Just because a kid's going to Troy doesn't mean he's not as good as a kid going to Bama in high school. I mean, It's all about want to.
How many kids will y'all dress out on a Friday night?
We will dress 110 this year, and that's just 10 through 12, and we have another 45 ninth graders.
So obviously y'all are using duplicate numbers on some of these guys.
Yeah, some of them have duplicate numbers.
Wow.
I mean, that is just that. I'm not gonna lie. That reminds me of the year that the first year ever that Miller played pace.
Yeah,
and we went down there. Thad Busby was I'll take it back. It was the second year I ever played pace, and we went down there and played them. Thad Busby was a quarterback, and they started coming on the field. And I remember looking at somebody and said, "Who put this college on the schedule?" I mean, I didn't think they were going to stop coming out of the locker room, man. I mean, they just kept coming and coming and coming. I mean,
Coach from time to time on Fridays will send me a picture of them, a picture of the team and the program rolling out. They don't ride on the cheese wagons.
I bet.
Oh no.
They doing it. They doing the charter thing.
They go about 7 deep.
Yeah. Well, they'd have to.
I think I can't think of the name of the charter company, but they made a lot of money off your Trussville here the last 2 years.
Ain't no bus 3 and 5.
I was going to ask. I was going to say, do y'all have a semi trailer that travels with y'all carrying all y'all's equipment?
We're actually getting one this year. We had the 2 big kind of trailers,
cargo trailers
that were wrapped, but we're getting a 18-wheeler this year.
That's just insane. Like, what? How do you explain to a stadium, "Hey, listen, we need you to open the gates. We've got to roll a big rig in here." I mean, you probably got some hands out there to help you get stuff off of that and bring it on inside.
There's a lot of hands on deck there at Trussville. You have what's called the Trussville Athletic Foundation. They have what's called an athletic foundation and an education foundation that's separate from the school board that kind of raises money for the school system. And it kind of is, it's a fundraiser type deal. And I mean,
now, is that separate from the athletic club or the quarterback club?
That's separate from the quarterback club. They kind of do their own. They're kind of like, what would you call it, Auburn? The
boosters?
Kind of like the extra boosters.
Yeah.
The extra boosters. They do. They're the ones that kind of fit that ticket for us.
Yeah. 110. Will y'all travel that many also on away games? Y'all take 110?
We're going to Georgia week 2 after we play on ESPN. We're going to play with a school called West Forsyth. We're going Thursday morning there. We're going to visit the College Hall of Fame, take them over there. We're going to practice at Lassiter High School there. And I think the bill, when I looked at it the other day, it was like $70,000.
Wow. Now, y'all are playing week 1 on ESPN. Who are y'all playing?
We are playing Cedar Grove. Cedar Grove has
out of Georgia.
They have the number 2 rated receiver in the nation. They have like the number 5 pro style quarterback behind Paul Tyson.
What's the date on that game?
I think August 25th, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna play at 1:30, and we're actually playing in the Hoover Met. We're not playing at home. So I think if you're not doing anything on August 25th, you want to see some great high school football. You're gonna have Hoover versus Pinson. You'll have Bo Nix.
Yeah,
the Auburn commit. Bo Nix is he's a great quarterback. We have 3 of the top quarterbacks in the nation there in Birmingham, and Tua, and of course Bo Nix and Paul Tyson. But and then you also have the kid there at Hoover. I can't think of his name. Robbie. What's Robbie's last name? But he's the quarterback at Hoover. So you'll have 4 Division I quarterbacks playing on one side.
Wow. T-Bone said, obviously, y'all don't let Shine drive the bus.
Nah.
Man, that's a name I ain't heard in a long time right there, man.
If you were on the bus and Shine was driving it didn't matter where you were going. You were going through Pea Ridge.
I'm telling you.
He'd take a dirt road, and an hour later, you'd end up at UMS. Man. You might end up at East Bruton. Every trip went through Pea Ridge. It was amazing.
Man, Shine. I hadn't heard that in a while. That's good. That's good, T-Bone. That was David Maddox said it best. You know, you got a serious program when you have to have a bill of lading to get into a stadium. Got to walk up there and say, listen, this is what we're bringing in.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you need to, when it gets a little closer, you need to hook us up with an interview with you and your head coach so we can promote the game on BMP Sports.
Oh, yeah, he'd love to do it. I can tell you this. But when I went there, there's a couple, like he was big time out there in Arkansas at Shiloh Christian. But there were a couple programs here in Alabama that he knew about, and he knew about Terrell High School in Brewton, Alabama.
Was that right?
He kind of followed the course, and of course he got started a little bit earlier than me, a little bit older, not that much older than me, like 39, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But he is a big follower of Alabama high school football, and that's kind of what kind of attracted him here and kind of competing. Of course, Gus being there at Auburn and him being his high school coach kind of helped, but he was a big time follower of high school football, and he kind of he wants to actually come see a game, but he's like, man, we don't ever have time. He actually, if we could ever work it out, he wants to see T.R. Miller High School play, because I talk up T.R. Miller. I love T.R. Miller. At the end of the day, we did an outstanding job, of course, over the years. You go back all the way to the 60s and 70s and 80s, and those guys and the legacy that was built. It wasn't built just on what was done in the early 2000s. Those guys to me, the guys in the 90s kind of set the platform of what T.R. Miller stood for.
Let me ask you this question real quick, since you kind of brought up the old school. We kind of got bamboozled by some Cobra Kai's last weekend, and I think that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
And the captain, which is Tanya Burnham, had what a lot consider to be one of the fastest people that came through T.R. Miller show up to run for him. DJ was unaware of just how fast JoJo Luttrell was. Did you know had you ever heard how fast JoJo
I had
Luttrell
never heard of how fast JoJo Luttrell was.
So it's a well-kept secret.
It must be.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this, and you watched the video. Did you ever go back and watch it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
The gun goes off. This man,
46-year-old man.
Yeah.
47 in about 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay. He took when the gun went off, he went over the first obstacle. He didn't even go. I mean, he just gone. And to Rob Axon's credit, he stood in running for DJ, and Rob's like, I mean, he took off, but I mean, now Rob got him in the end because he adapted and overcome, and that's what he was supposed to do. But no, I didn't know. I was amazed that DJ didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Tony Burnham knew it.
He knew it
because he sent the man and on the police cruiser ride to the jail. He tells DJ, what did he tell you, DJ? He said, by the way, Butch is not my stand-in.
He double-crossed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got JoJo coming in.
Yeah, and guess what? I was the man down there having to hear it from everybody because I didn't know what was going on. You know, people down there wanting to fight.
Hey, you got to set the rules early.
I was there to run. I'd already run one race, and I was ready for another one. But there's something else that I want to clear up. And, of course, everybody who's from this area is well aware of West End community, certainly well aware of the Johnson family and the number of athletes they have put out that have come through the system. And there's always been that age-old argument of who was the best. John Curtis, TJ, BJ, you, Dominique, Rocky Boy, all of them. I feel like I'm as qualified as anybody to set the record straight on who was the best. I played with all of them or watched them play or coached them. And without question, Adrian Johnson, the best athlete of all of them.
You give too much credit.
Without a question. Without a question. Adrian.
My wife loves her.
Man, I would have said Rock.
Adrian Johnson.
I would say Rocky Boy Johnson. Or Anthony Johnson goes by Rocky Boy.
Well, Rocky Boy owes me $5. So until we get that cleared up, I'm not going to.
He put him in the running.
Yeah, because I went to watch him play in the Final Four in Birmingham against Midfield, and he could have scored 100 points that night if he'd have wanted to.
No doubt.
He could have scored 100. They had nobody on the court that could check him.
Scored the first 5.
Yeah, I know. It was very easy. It was very, very easy. John Curtis was the best. John Curtis was.
There's only 3 of us that have state championship rings, so you got to start with us.
Well, there's only one of y'all that got 2. That's Dominique.
Well, actually, Adrian has two.
Oh, yeah, Adrian. That's why I had Adrian. Yeah, Adrian.
95, 96.
Yeah, that's right.
72 and 0.
Adrian's number one. I'm going to stay with Adrian. But you're here, Trent Tez.
What did you say? She's 72 and 0?
Oh, yeah, the 95. Coach Jackson did a 95. I actually got to follow them. I remember in 93 or 94, I can't remember. We went up to Jacksonville. They got beat there. And then I think the next year they got beat in Troy that's when Clark County calls themselves the Babes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people, if you're in late 80s, early 90s, you remember the Clark County Babes, you know. And then they went on this incredible run.
They did.
Their junior and senior year. Of course, when you go back and look at it, I mean, you got basically 7 college basketball players on a 4A team.
Do you know where that winning streak stopped?
Hillcrest Evergreen.
And if they'd have won that game, it would have been the state record, I think.
Yeah.
And how many games did they win in a row?
72.
And that had tied the record?
It tied the record.
All right. Of those 72 games, you know how many of those games I went to in person? None.
Really?
But guess what game I went to?
the tiebreaker?
I went to Hillcrest to watch the record get broke. I was there.
You did the same thing with my brother this year.
In Rock. That's at Midfield. I had watched them all year. Drove to Birmingham with McGowan and Jack. Jack Hines and McGowan Miller. Went up there and cost them. I said, I'm going to quit going to these games.
Hey, my brother came. He won't very rarely even talk about that.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know
very rarely
who we would have played in the finals. I don't know who that team was, how good they were. We were definitely better than Midfield. The best team did not win that game that night.
Coach Jackson told me out of his own mouth, this hadn't been a year ago. He said if he'd have been the coach then that he is now, knowing what he knows now, he said that game that would have been played a lot different.
David Patch is asking about that 1997 Mariners Little League team.
Hey, people don't know when they opened up that park.
That's right.
The Mariners, we went on an incredible run. Basically, everybody, they kind of hated us in a way. Pageant, to be honest with you, we kind of dominated everybody that year.
Well, y'all had McCracken, and he was the hub.
Yeah,
and a lot of role players that came in and kind of helped fill out the season.
Were you in? My brother graduated in 96. Were you a freshman in 97?
I went to high school 98, 99.
Okay.
98, 99 was my freshman year. But I always tell people, when they opened up that park in 97, man, of course we had played at Urbana. Urbana was, it had kind of run its course there. And for that year in 97, it was really special because we go on, the Mariners go on and win it. Of course, Sean McCracken there had done an outstanding job with us, and we kind of dominated. And that year we were determined to win the district. We were tired of the Andalusia curse and all this type deal, and we were like, we're gonna go win the district. And of course, Florilla had a decent team then. They were called like Tri-City. Of course, I think played a couple of teams out of Florida there. And we kind of we really dominated the district that year. And we go and play at Muscle Shoals, and we kind of say we kind of got the start to the banners.
You sure did.
Down there at the YMCA park, and kind of Miller baseball kind of took off. I mean, some outstanding baseball players who've come through. And of course, there were guys before us, but it was more that year about we're going to get Bruden to the state tournament no matter what. That's that year, 97.
Well, everybody's going to remember the foul ball that Lance McKenzie hit. I mean, that's just one of the more memorable moments.
I was about to ask about the foul ball.
Man.
Yeah.
Where were you when he hit the foul ball?
Yeah.
I know where I was.
Yeah. There's Hazel.
Good morning, Hazel.
Good morning, Hazel. How about that picture Hazel sent me that I sent to you? He's riding around Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Look up.
Yeah.
There's a billboard.
Cobra Kai.
I mean, that was crazy. So, Coach, are you, as far as coaching at Opp or coaching at Miller and then going and coaching a place like Hewitt Trussville, how big of an adjustment is that, or was that, or is it just same kind of thing, just on kind of a bigger number of kids?
It's just bigger number of kids. Kids want to be coached, and they want to be coached hard, and they want to be disciplined. You just gotta kind of set the parameters.
You too, Tara.
You can go to any school, WSNL High School, and Andrew Williams does a great job. Me and Andrew are actually friends before he came here.
Speaking of that, I talked to Coach Williams day before yesterday, and he was talking about the spring game. Like he's coming on one day next week.
He's a good man
on the show.
Oh yeah, he does a good job, man. I remember his Linden teams, of course, and that was kind of when I was first getting in. Man, they were doing an outstanding job, and of course he's going to continue to do a good job there at WSNL. and kind of continue them on up and up, man. I want to come back and see I remember the 96 Ballymurda Creek, Rose Deep. I want to see those type games again. When I got into high school, of course, Neil was they were okay. They actually had some Division I players play, Nick Benjamin and the running back. I can't remember his name, but we kind of dominated in those years. And I think they scored 7 points.
Did you play against Gross?
I did play against Gross. He didn't quite do so well. If you remember those games.
Yeah.
The years we kind of got him, he was really good. I can't take that from him. He was
behind you a year, wasn't he?
I think 2 years behind me. 2 years behind me. He was a freshman and sophomore in the games that we played against him, and we kind of held him in check. Dominique and Quint were really good those days.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of, if you know Dominique and Quint, if you think they run their miles now, you have to remember when they were 16. the whole
they can back it up.
The whole rule of not talking on the field for Coach Riggs really didn't exist with those two, because when they hit you, they're going to tell you about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
And they're going to hit you again on the next play.
Definitely.
They were good.
Definitely. We had some outstanding. We had Patrick Brown. We had Rayvon Howard. Of course, we had Derek. Javon, Ty blocking for us. Dusty Wilson, of course, he's a firefighter here in town. He was all-state. People don't know Dusty Wilson was all-state.
Dusty was a great player.
Oh, yeah.
Defensive end, about 160 pounds, but he would knock you in the next week.
There ain't no doubt. Of course, we had Brandon Wilcox. We had a number of guys, and, of course, the guys that kind of follows James Martin there, and we were just on a run there. You look at the time in which I was in high school there, you go from 99 to 05 there. We played in the semis 5 out of 7 years that year.
Yeah.
And won 2 titles. That was
that's a good
pretty
run.
Incredible run. My freshman year, we played for the state championship. I remember Andre Puryear, Garrett Akridge, Wesley Bradley, and all those guys, man. They kind of, as a freshman, you're sitting there. Me and Wes actually played college ball together.
That's right.
I forget, we actually played on the same side. I always tell people don't know the story in Broome, but me and Wes was getting ready to break the NCAA record for interceptions, right? And we were playing in Kentucky somewhere. I can't remember the name of the school.
This is at Swanee, correct?
This is at Swanee. And he pushed me down. I'm literally, I'm finna get the interception. The quarterback just made a bad read. He threw the ball. And to break the record, we're standing next to each other, and they ain't a receiver within 20 yards. Of course, we see it. He pushes me down to break the record. and he kept
so
the
you
ball.
were a part of it.
Yeah.
So you were a part of it indirectly?
Indirectly. Me and Wes, we had an outstanding year. Me and him both made all conference that year.
That's awesome.
And I remember when we first got there, he said, he said, you from Broome, man, you got to set the precedent. This is how we work, man. He actually helped me just starting college is understanding, man, you got to show up early and you got to stay late, man, because when you get to that next level, everybody's all state.
The very best team y'all might have played on was the varsity flag football team.
Come on.
We were loaded.
God, come on.
Hey, Coach,
World champion.
So, of course, DJ and I have had this conversation many times. What's the best team ever come through T.R. Miller?
Take your team out of it.
I'm definitely going to take my team out of it. We were really good, though. And in my heart, we're the best. But if I got to take my team out of it because of what I know now about this team, I don't know. It's between 91 and the 91 team and the 94 team. And to me, the 91 team had better athletes, but the 94 team,
they got it done.
They got it done. They went undefeated. It's perfection is what it is. Shout out to John Hart, man.
Hey, listen, I've always said 91 just because I graduated in 92. Well, that was our senior year. The reason I'm saying that is they were undefeated, but they didn't play 15. They played 14 games.
Right.
I think 94 was the 15 team. So, but listen, you got Frona Fountain and Gerald Thomas and Willie Bob Smith and Brian Lisenby and Josh Brown and I can keep going. I'm going to
go back to the 91 team just for a second. This is kind of a funny story. This is obviously back before you had social media, you had computers, you had to get your newspaper to get the news. I was in Auburn. And every Saturday morning, I'd go get me a Montgomery Advertiser, and I'd look at and see who did what. And I was telling all my guys there at the Sigma Nu house, I said, we got a guy named Ron Gibson. And I said, I'm just telling you, if he doesn't win Mr. Alabama this year, they need to quit giving the award away. He is the best high school football player in the state of Alabama. And I'd talked it for 15 weeks. Well, shortly after the season there in December, they had the awards presentation, and Gibson doesn't win it. And I remember running around the Sigma New house. I said, let me tell you something. I don't know who this David Palmer kid is, but there is no way he's a better football player than Ryan Gibson. You might know him better as the Deuce. I don't know who this guy is, but there is no way he is better than Ryan Gibson. There's no way.
He didn't do anything in college.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad. The Deuce wasn't a bad player. The Deuce wasn't a bad player.
But I tell you this now, I'll say this from watching, and I watched every game that Ron played in, and I can tell you right now, if Ron Gibson come around that corner on you, that was it. I mean,
Gibson's unbelievable.
You were not running that guy down. Okay. No, I went to basic training with you talking about Clark County earlier, Grove Hill, big family over there, Morsetti's, and I have to be at basic training with a guy named George Marsetti, and he asked me one day, talking about where we were from. I told him I was from Bruton. He said, man, you go to what's good? I told him I went to Miller, and he said, man, let me tell you something. He said, we was playing Miller in the, somewhere along in the playoffs. He said, we were at Bruton, and he said, I got an angle coming down. He said, y'all had a running back number 40. I said, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He said, let me tell you something, man. He said, I had an angle on this guy. He said, I was the fastest guy on our team. He said, I had an angle on this guy. This guy turned around and looked at me and winked.
Yeah.
And turned back around. He said, and I don't know what he did, what gear he kicked it in. He said, well, I tell you, he walked off from me. He walked off and left me, and I was running as hard as I could run. He said, I got to the sidelines. My coach said, why did you quit running? He said, Coach, I didn't quit running. He said, that man just run that far off away from me. I mean, and I'm telling you that guy was unbelievable. I mean,
Gibson got the ball, the band better be ready to start playing.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
The gun around the back.
I'll tell you right now, if there was nobody out there on that corner, on that tall sweep, if there wasn't anybody out there, it was over. I mean, there wasn't nobody else going to get that guy.
Most people don't know, like, their record still stands, the 4x100 team.
Yeah. I mean, TJ, Benjamin, and Powell, I think.
Yeah, you can't catch them. Man.
No.
I used to think, I was like,
you talking about the track?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
4x100 team, and they were incredible. Man. When you go back and you look at the numbers, it's like.
That's 25 years that record has stood. I think every other record on the track has been broken 2 or 3 times. That one's still standing.
Right. And here's the thing. And here's the thing.
West End, baby.
Here's the
West
thing.
End.
Coach Baker backed this up. JoJo Luttrell faster than Ron Gibson.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I hear.
I mean, that's a fact. And I'll tell you, Coach. You ask Coach Baker.
TJ can run with him. TJ, yeah. I mean, Gibson gets a lot of credit for being fast, and he was. Yeah. TJ was right there with him.
Yeah, he could run.
Yeah, they always talk about the time they went up and ran in Montgomery against all the 6A schools. Yeah. They look at them funny, and then when it was over, they'd say, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah. Them jokers can run, man.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you. I mean, watching that guy do what he did, it was just some of the stuff that they did. I remember I don't know if it was. I think it was that year we went to Handley, and when we got there, all the lights in the stadium were off. There was nothing on, and they claimed they were having power problems. But the PA worked, and on the PA they had Another One Bites the Dust on a loop playing over and over and over again. Miraculously, about 4 minutes before kickoff, the lights came on. Of course, they didn't want to didn't want Miller out there warming up, that kind of thing. Of course, Coach Riggs.
That team didn't need to warm up much.
No. Well, Coach Riggs had him out there doing whatever. Yeah. And at halftime, it was, Miller was just blowing them out. And I'm telling you right now, of course, we talked about that Deshler game up at Deshler and, what happened afterwards and all that. But
in those days, if the bus showed up, you were in trouble. It didn't matter what the weather was. It didn't matter about the power. If the bus got there, you were in trouble.
People really, and this is a fact because you seen it, you heard it. People really they were worried about playing Miller. Now, Darren Jordan says Stevie could run.
Stevie could run too, and I don't even
he could run.
Yeah, he didn't play. Yeah, Stevie could run.
Yeah. Manasco said he was fast for a short burst.
So basically, what we're saying here is that Ron Gibson can outrun Carlos Montgomery
backwards. And I love Catman.
Catman.
I love
That's
Catman.
91 versus 94, right? That's the star running back versus star running back.
I love Catman. He ain't
Okay, you talking class of 91, yeah.
I mean, I remember 94 good too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I say, and I'm going to 92. I think 92 won it. You know, they were undefeated.
The 91 team.
The 91 team graduated 92.
Right.
90 was Ron and them's team.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always thought that Ron, you know, had for years there, the record. But James Fountain, the very next year, he ran for more yards than Gibson did.
Oh, man.
And listen, Fruno was, the thing about him was he was going to hit you head on, and it was going to take 5 guys to put him on the ground.
The difference, or one of the big differences, was the year before, Gibson actually split carries with Fruno.
That's right.
The next year, there was nobody really split.
It was all Fruno.
Yeah. I mean, Gibson had 200 yards on 8 carries.
That's right.
He did it. He's at the back of the end zone.
Oh, if he'd run the ball 25, 30 times a game, there's no telling what kind of numbers he'd
run
have
for
put
10
up.
miles.
Yeah, he would.
There's only one that's been named Class 4 back in the year.
I understand it. He was great. Rayvon Howard was a great. He ran for 1,000 yards in the playoffs alone.
That's right.
5 games.
That's right.
He was great. He got hot. No doubt about it.
I mean, you think about, you go from Gibson to Fruna to Catman. I remember Peanut. People don't remember Peanut. Was like, huge thighs. I mean,
a guy who's on our show a lot, and you certainly don't remember him from back in the 70s, Randall Mallard. He went to what was then Livingston, which is now West Alabama. He was number 44. He was great. Reggie Brown was great. Joseph Williams was great. Mitch Lewis was great. We have certainly had a stable running backs come down through there, no question. Yeah. Greer Horton was a great running back back in the day.
That's right. Hayes Wood said James was a ramming rod. Ramming road.
He was tough.
Yeah, he was.
But everybody's going to stand by their guy. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
No, I tell you, I mean, hey, there's been a lot of great.
Benny Campbell, for 150 pounds, would knock you in the next week. Yeah. He was one of my favorite ones to watch run because he was so determined and so physical. Riri could run it.
I better give Hud a little love.
Oh, yeah. My son could run it. They got that video. Was it? It
was at Valley.
Valley.
I'll never forget
gosh, I'll tell you something. If you're married and have a young son, don't let your wife watch that footage to see what can happen to you on the football field because you will not let him play.
Decleated.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, it doesn't look right. It looks like somebody has doctored that up.
I know it does. It looked like somebody photoshopped the video.
Masson destroyed that kid.
Oh man!
I mean, destroyed him. I tell you, another one of the hardest ones I ever saw, where I was there in person, was Tristan Moore up here against Ashford in the playoffs. Down the south end zone on the Miller side of the field, Tristan was running the football. He had caught a screen pass, was coming down the sideline, and that defensive back jumped in front of him. I was on the sideline doing the reporting in those days, and bam, Tristan hit him. The collision took place on the 5-yard line going in, and that kid's back of his head hit down there around the 1. I mean, he destroyed him. I mean, absolutely destroyed him.
Wow. I'll tell you, I guess we could sit here and talk this all day long.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
You know, Coach, good to see you, man.
Definitely, man.
Glad
of course, good luck.
Glad you dropped by.
Good luck to y'all on the show, man. Of course, good luck to Coach Etheridge also, man, here at TR Mill. I actually know Coach Etheridge. Pierce Quick is his nephew.
Is that right?
I forgot to add that for y'all. Yeah, that's his nephew, so he does an outstanding job, man. And I know his OC.
They just finished spring.
Man. Of course, the OC called me and said, man, we completed more passes than we completed. I said, yeah, that's a good thing. They're probably going to like you a little more.
Yeah. He's going to do well.
Well, we got to get out of here, DJ.
Graduation Friday.
Graduation Friday.
Yesterday. Congratulations to the Hurricanes. Tigers on deck tonight.
Definitely, man. Class 2018, man. I'm coming to see you. Congratulations. Good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Coach Johnson, thank you for coming in and visiting with us. Always good to catch up with the homeboys. Thank all of you for being in with us this morning. I apologize for having to get out a little earlier. Had some graduation business out of here.
That's what it is.
To make sure we can participate.
Yeah.
But y'all have a great weekend. Be careful. Be safe. Take the weather serious. It's supposed to be a major rain event. So take that with caution as you proceed through the weekend. And we will see y'all on Tuesday morning at 7-ish.
That's right.
Love y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to Drive Time, live from the Peach Pit in historic Bruton, Alabama. Remember to tune in every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m.-ish. Remember to to like and share the Drive Time videos, as the more you like and share, the more chances you have to win.